Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We are going to do some pumpkin decor using these wooden items from the Dollar Tree. Let's get crafting, guys. Recent trip to Hobby Lobby, I saw this welcome to the patch sign and I thought it was so adorable, but not for $26. So I am going to show you today using Dollar Tree items how we can make this for probably around $5 or less. Using some dowels and these little wooden squares from the Dollar Tree, some apple barrel paint, and I love this like wooden palette that Dollar Tree has in their crafter square, and some raffia. Oh yeah, and these awesome little transfers, and I'll show you how to use them. So we're going to start off by using this outrageous orange and burnt umber in apple barrel. I didn't have the color orange I wanted for this project, so I ended up mixing these two together until I got this really nice rustic country looking orange. The outrageous orange was just way too bright. I had thought about painting the piece orange and then going over it with the burnt umber, which would probably work also, but I like mixing paints and seeing if I can get the color that I'm going for, and this worked out really good mixing these two together. I know it's the middle of August and it's still hot outside, but we need to get started on our fall decor now as far as crafting wise, so it'll be ready once September hits. Because I don't know about you guys, but September is when I start bringing out the fall items, because it's just my favorite time of year and I'm always so excited. We have fall decor, Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. My favorite time of the year. So using that paint mixture, I just made sure that I painted the front and the back of this palette and all the little grooves and in between, just for making sure that every part of this palette was covered. That way you have that store-bought, more high-end looking look than if you were to leave the back unpainted. I'm going blank. And also, depending on where you put it, you never know if you're going to be able to see the back. So just give the whole piece a great coat of paint. It only took one coat. I don't know if Dollar Tree has always sold these little squares. This is the first time I'm seeing them this year. But on the back of the piece, I left one of the palette pieces unpainted. And I'm just using wood glue and I'm putting these squares down, 2 on each end and 1 in the middle. That's going to be pretty much the stand for this so that it will stand up. Once that was dry, then I continued painting, make sure that I painted around all of those little wooden blocks that I attached. And then taking a dowel rod, I am showing you 3 crafts in this video, and I'm using the same dowel rod for all 3 crafts. So I'm going to cut a piece off, and that's going to be the stem for this little pumpkin sign. I said this project is like $5 or less because if you bought all of this different items that you need to make this, I think it costs around $5. But keep in mind, you're also getting crafting supplies that you can use for other projects too. So really, in the scheme of things, this doesn't cost that much to make. I absolutely love these rub-on transfers that Dollar Tree have. And it's perfect for people who necessarily might not like their handwriting, or if you don't have a Cricut or a Silhouette Cameo. I'm just so excited Dollar Tree has these. Welcome did fit at the top, but the W that comes on the transfer was way too big. So what I ended up doing was using an M, flipping it around and cutting off the little tails. And it's hard to see in the video, but on the M, there's like these little tails at where the top of the M would be. But since we're using it for the bottom and making it a W, it just didn't look right. So I just ended up cutting that off so that it would look more like a W, and then welcome fit perfectly. I cut out all my letters off the sheet. It only took 1 sheet and I still had lots of letters left over. And I positioned them on the palette. And then I'm going to come in, I'm going to show you right now kind of far away the welcome. But these are just so easy to do. You can just use your finger or use even a toothpick. And you want to try to rub it where sometimes you won't see the black anymore, but even if you do see the black, that's okay, because when you start removing the top sheet of this, you can see it pull away from the letter. And if it doesn't and you still see black on the little transfer paper, then you know to set it back down and just rub a little bit more. You don't want to see any of the letter on the transfer paper. And then after I get welcome done, I'm going to get up real close and show you exactly what I mean. You'll be able to see the transfer paper come off that letter. And once that letter disappears off the transfer paper, you know it's fully on your project. And this is what I was talking about. As I'm pulling up the transfer paper, you can see it disappearing. A little bit of the tea was still on the transfer paper, so I just put it back down, rubbed it a little bit more until I couldn't see it on the transfer paper, and then it's on your project. These are so much fun to actually use and so easy. That way you don't have to have a Cricut or a Cameo machine. And if you don't like your own writing, these are just so great at the Dollar Tree to use. They give you like 4 of each letter, I think. So one sheet actually goes a long way. And that's what it looks like so far. So cute. And I think it really resembles the one at Hobby Lobby. So I painted that little stick dowel rod in the burnt umber, and I'm just using hot glue to attach it to the top of my little, what would you call it? I guess it's a sign. And then I'm going to use one little piece of raffia and tie a bow around the top. I think that a lot of people don't like raffia. I think it just screams fall, and I think it's super cute on fall decor. And so I just used one little piece out of my bag and tied a little bow. And there it is, all put together. I think it is adorable. And the little feet I made out of those little blocks, it stands up perfectly. And I cannot wait to add this to my fall decor. And I can even use this in my Halloween decor too, because I have a lot of pumpkins to display, and it will go perfect with my pumpkins. So we're going to use the same paint, the same mixture for project number 2. And I thought I was going to use the transfers on this project, but I decided at the end not to. And we're going to use one of the Dollar Tree smaller palettes, some raffia, and like I said, that same paint. This is so easy. So using that same mixture, the rustic orange, I am painting, again, the small little palette all over. Front, back, inside. This one's a little more difficult than the other one just because there's a lot of hidden areas. Really turn it around and keep turning it, because I guarantee every time you turn it, you'll find another area that you missed. But it's worth it in the end to have it totally covered in this like burnt orange paint. Using a paint pen in black, I thought it would be cute to put a happy little pumpkin face on this. And I just did a standard pumpkin face, utilizing the gaps in every piece of the palette wood. So I drew 3 triangles, and for 2 for the eyes, 1 for the nose, and I just drew a happy mouth on this. Using that same dowel rod from the project before, I painted it in burnt umber, cut a piece off of it, and I hot glued it to the middle of this palette. And then taking some raffia, I did the same thing. I tied it in a knot, put it around that dowel rod, and just had a raffia bow on him because, like I said, I just think that's so cute for fall. You can use ribbon. You can do this any way you want. It was my choice to use raffia. I think it looks like straw, and I think it screams fall. And there's cute little happy pumpkin man. Oh gosh, he's adorable. I love him. I hope you do too. So much fun and so easy to make. Now, if you haven't already and you like this video, don't forget, hit that red subscribe button. It really helps me out. Project number 3, super easy. We're going to use that dowel rod. We're going to use the craft sticks, the raffia, and that paint mixture that I already made for the other 2 projects. On that same trip to Hobby Lobby, I saw this humongous pumpkin, and I knew I had to recreate this with a smaller version, of course, using Dollar Tree items. If you heard crackling in the back in the last part of this video, I didn't realize how loud I'm cooking our dinner, and the chicken was just really sizzling. Sorry about that. So we're going to take these craft sticks and we're going to put 5 of them together. Try to find the most straight craft sticks. Some of them have a little bowing and you don't want that. You want them to be as straight as you can. And then using another craft stick, I cut it in half just to secure these together so that I could flip it over and kind of draw an oval pattern on this. Now when I flip it over to draw that pattern, I want the bottom of this to be flat and then kind of go up into an oval shape, just like the picture where it was like an oval shaped pumpkin. Once I had my shape on the front, then I took another craft stick and cut it up and secured the back a little bit better. Since I knew where I was going to be cutting, I could add more craft sticks. I didn't do it at first because I didn't want to cut through 2 sets of craft sticks. And now that I know where I'm cutting, I could secure this so that I could just use a regular pair of scissors and cut around the lines that I had drawn on the front. Then coming in with that same mixture of paint, I'm giving this a coat on the front and on the back. I don't know where my footage went, but I did add one of those little crafter squares that I used in the first project to the bottom of this on the other side. That way this would stand up also. So give this a good coat of paint on the front and the back. Using that same dowel rod, I cut it to size, I painted it burnt umber, and then I used hot glue to attach it to the back of this pumpkin. I just hot glued it to the back. Then I came in with raffia and I tied a knot around the dowel rod, and this time I think I used 3 little strings of raffia. I wanted it to hang down on the pumpkin. So just tie your raffia in a knot and then pull it onto the dowel rod. And then the next step, you can make this as long or short as you want. And I just trimmed up the raffia. I wanted it just to kind of hang down around the sides of the pumpkin, but I thought this needed something else. So I went and grabbed one of my leaves and I just cut it off of the stem, and then I just used my scissors and I kind of went around just making circular motions with my scissors just to resemble a couple of leaves, and I hot glued those 2 leaves on top of each other to the top of the raffia. So stinking cute and so easy to make. I forgot to tell you that I bought a big bag of raffia from Walmart. I think the bag was like $3 and you got so much, and it would be useful for so many projects, especially for the fall decor. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed all of the 3 different ways that you can make pumpkins for your fall or even Halloween decor. And let's get started now, guys. Fall's going to be here in no time, so let's get these projects going. I have so many more fall ideas, and I can't wait to share them with you. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to my channel, ring that bell for future notifications, and please give me a thumbs up. It tells YouTube that you like this video, and they will start suggesting it to other people. So I love y'all. I hope you have a blessed and wonderful day, and I can't wait to see y'all again soon. Bye, y'all.